I'm thrilled now to be able to present our 2025 Presidential Medal of Honor to Shirley Chisholm. Chisholm led an extraordinary life of leadership and consequence. The great Shirley Chisholm was born in 1924 right here in Brooklyn. Her father was a factory worker from Guyana, and her mother was a seamstress from Barbados. Chisholm attended Brooklyn College, won awards in the debate team, and graduated in 1946. After earning a master's degree from Columbia, Chisholm became a teacher and an expert on child welfare and early childhood education. And in 1964, she was elected to the New York State Assembly, where she sponsored more than 50 pieces of legislation, including a law to establish the Sikh program here at CUNY. In 1968, Chisholm became the first Black woman elected to the United States Congress. As a member of the U.S. House of Representatives, Chisholm worked to expand food stamps and child care. And then, in 1972, she became the first Black Democratic Party candidate for President of the United States. Her slogan was unbought and unbossed. Chisholm died in 2005 at the age of 80. She would have been 100 years old today. I know, isn't that great? This is the 100th graduating class. In its obituary, the New York Times wrote that Chisholm shattered racial and gender barriers and became a national symbol of liberal politics. Of her legacy herself, Chisholm said, quote, "I want to be remembered as a woman who dared to be a catalyst for change. I'd like them to say that Shirley Chisholm had guts," end quote. Of course, Shirley Chisholm is not here to receive the Presidential Medal of Honor today, but we will hear a tribute to her from the Reverend Al Sharpton. Like Shirley Chisholm, Al Sharpton was born in Brooklyn and attended Brooklyn College. His relationship with Chisholm began when he was but a young preacher, a boy at the time. But in 1972, he became the youth director for her historic presidential campaign. In 1991, Al Sharpton founded the National Action Network, a civil rights organization where he remains as founder and president. And in 2004, Sharpton followed in the footsteps of Shirley Chisholm by running for President of the United States. Now, he's a political analyst and host on MSNBC, where he anchors Politics Nation. I am pleased to award the Presidential Medal of Honor posthumously to Shirley Chisholm, and I am grateful to the Reverend Al Sharpton for speaking to us about her enduring legacy.
Thank you. In 1972, when Shirley Chisholm ran for president, part of why she ran was to protest the war in Vietnam. In her memory, we can protest what's going on now around the world and say that if Shirley Chisholm was alive, she would not tell you to be quiet. She would tell you to stand up for what is right. From Haiti to Ukraine to Gaza, wherever there's wrong, you should stand up and fight. I met Shirley Chisholm when I was a teenager. I became part of her campaign in 1972. When she graduated this school in '46, blacks in the South were still having to ride in the back of the bus. When she graduated in '46, women around the country had no rights over the decisions of their bodies. It was because people like Shirley Chisholm stood up and fought back that blacks went all the way to the White House and women got the right to choose. In her memory, we must keep those fights alive. There are those forces today that want to turn back the clock. They can turn back the clock, but they can't turn back time. We will never go back to the back of the bus. We will never lose the right to choose. We will never bend a buckle or bow. In the name of Shirley Chisholm, keep your voices loud, keep your heads up and your back strong, and stand up for your rights.
What a beautiful tribute, Reverend Sharpton, thank you. It's also my honor right now to recognize the Reverend Al Sharpton himself, an extraordinary leader with a lifelong commitment to justice, equality, and civil rights. Reverend Sharpton stands against all forms of hate and has become a champion of open and respectful dialogue in a society often divided by rhetoric and misunderstanding. Throughout his remarkable career, Sharpton has worked to confront injustice and amplify the voices of the marginalized. From his early days organizing grassroots movements to becoming a prominent national figure, he has consistently used his platform to advocate for equal rights. Like many leaders who have been in the spotlight for decades, Reverend Sharpton has evolved over time. A key aspect of this evolution has come from listening and understanding diverse perspectives. Over the years, he has emphasized the importance of hearing others' voices with empathy and respect, especially those of goodwill with different opinions than his. This empathetic approach has allowed him to forge meaningful dialogues, build bridges between divides, and work towards solutions grounded in mutual understanding and respect. We are grateful for his commitment to constructive dialogue across difference. Today, Reverend Sharpton's influence continues to resonate, and he is recognized as one of the most prominent heirs to Shirley Chisholm's legacy, an honored Brooklyn native who has dedicated his life to carrying the mantle forward, pushing our society rooted in fairness and dignity and compassion. It's my privilege to present the Reverend Al Sharpton with this award in recognition of his leadership and profound commitment to justice. May his work inspire us to listen with empathy, act with integrity, and build a more just and compassionate world.
Let me say this. Thank you for this award. I went to Brooklyn College. When I went to Brooklyn College, I was living in Brownsville with my mother. My mother came from the Deep South. She never made it out of junior high school because of segregation. I was the first one in my family to go to college. I had some complex about being on welfare, going to shop with food stamps, going to Brooklyn College. But my mother told me life is not about where you come from. Life is about where you're going. And she said when I graduated Tilden High School, when they call your name, keep your head high. Don't worry about your poverty, worry about your future. And I want to say to the graduates today, when you come across this stage and they call your name, don't worry about your circumstance. Worry about you stood in this school and made them call your name. Make this the first day of your life that you make everybody that you deal with call your name. I don't care how poor you are, make them call your name. I don't care how black you are or white you are, or Jewish you are or Muslim you are, make them call your name. You've proven today you are not somebody to be overlooked and somebody to be looked down on. You make them the rest of your life call your name. Stand up for something. Stand up and be what you dream of being. Thank you and God bless you.